డెడికేట్ అయితే రిజల్ట్ రాకుండా ఉండదబ్బా, ఏమంటావు? మనం డెడికేట్ అవ్వకుండా రిజల్ట్ రావాలంటే ఎట్లా చెప్పు, ఏమంటావు? మనం డెడికేట్ అయితే రిజల్ట్ రాకపోవడం అనేది ఇంపాసిబుల్. పక్కాగా రిజల్ట్ వస్తుంది. కాకపోతే ఏంటంటే మనం డెడికేట్ అవ్వాలి. మన డెడికేషన్లో లోపం తప్ప. అప్పట్లో నేను సిపిటి చదివేటప్పుడు మన్నా చెప్పేవాడు, అరే బ్రాహ్మణ అవ్వాలంటే బ్రాహ్మణకు కొన్ని లక్షణాలు ఉంటాయి. బ్రాహ్మణ్ ఒక అర్చకుడు, అర్థం కాలా, ఒక బ్రాహ్మణ్ అర్చకుడు అవ్వాలంటే తనకి కొన్ని లక్షణాలు ఉంటాయి. అప్పుడు మాత్రం ఆయనకు మంత్రాలు వస్తాయి, ఆయన గుళ్ళో పూజారి అవుతాడు. అట్నే మనం సబ్జెక్ట్లో దానికి కొన్ని క్వాలిటీస్ ఉండాలా. ఆ క్వాలిటీస్ మనలో లేవు, అవి ఇన్కార్పొరేట్ చేసుకోవాలి, అప్పుడు సక్సెస్ అదే వచ్చింది. మనలో లోపాలే కానీ సిఏ కోర్సు చెడ్డదా చెప్పు? ఎంతో మందికి అన్నం పెట్టి ఎంతో మందికి జారి చూపించిన కోర్సు సిఏ కోర్సు, వండర్ఫుల్ కోర్స్. మనం దానికి ఎక్కడుంది మెటీరియల్? మెటీరియల్ ఓపెన్ చేస్తాను, క్వశ్చన్ డౌట్ వస్తుంది.
యూట్యూబ్ లింక్ పెట్టి ఫోన్ చేయి.
పెట్టాను రో యూట్యూబ్ లింకా? ఎందుకు నువ్వు లైన్ లో ఉండి, ఇప్పుడు ఏం పని ఉందా నీకు?
నేను చూస్తూ ఉంటాను, అది బెటర్.
ఎందుకు డిస్కషన్ నువ్వు కూడా ఉండు, ఏమైంది? డిస్కషన్ లో ఉండరా, ఉండి నువ్వు డౌట్స్ అడుగుతుండు, నువ్వు కూడా క్వశ్చన్ చదువు.
ఇలా బాగుంటుంది నాకు.
ఓ అలాగా, సరే ఉండైతే. మెయిన్గా నీకు క్వశ్చన్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయాలి నేను. Dear guys, this is People's Advocate Srimanarayana Malila, and Professor Manikanta was there live with us, and we both are going to plan to solve this problem. Problem number is 101. ప్రాబ్లం పెట్టాను చూడు, లింక్ కూడా పెట్టాను చూడు. ఇంకేంటి మా సార్ విశేషాలు? ఏం లేదా? సరే, ఇప్పుడు ఇంకేముందిలే, మనం డెడికేట్గా చదవాలరా, ఇంకంత మించి ఏం లేదు ఆడ. అంతేగాని మనకేమి సిఏ కోర్స్ ఏమి మనకేమి పగ్గాదు, మనం అంటే ఇష్టం లేక కాదు. మనం ఏదైనా ఒక లక్ష్యం సాధించాలంటే లక్ష్యానికి అనుగుణంగా మనం ఉండాలి. మనం ఆ లక్ష్యానికి అనుగుణంగా మనం లేకపోవడం వల్లే మనకు లేట్ అవుతుంది తప్ప ఇంకోటి ఏం కాదు. మనం కొంచెం లక్ష్యానికి అనుగుణంగా మన జీవితాన్ని తయారు చేసుకోవాలంతే, దట్స్ ఇట్. ఇంకా ఆటోమేటిక్గా మన జీవితం మారిపోద్ది. ఓకేనా? అవునా కదరా? నువ్వు చెప్పు, ఎవరైనా ప్రదీప్ సాధించగలేదు, మనం సాధించలేమా? అంతే. ఒకసారి ఇప్పుడు అసలు ఏమీ లేకపోతే మనం ఎంట్రన్నా కాకూడదు లెక్క ప్రకారం. ఏం మాస్టర్? ఎంటర్ అయిందంటే మనం ఎంతో కొంత పొటెన్షియాలిటీ ఎంటర్ అయింది, వర్క్ అయిందంటవా? కాబట్టి మనం అది మనసులో పెట్టుకొని కొంచెం మనం కష్టపడి మన సక్సెస్, అందులో ఈ రోజున్న మెటీరియల్స్, ఈ రోజున్న ఫైనాన్షియల్ స్టఫ్, మనకి ఏ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ లేవు లెక్క ప్రకారం. ఒకప్పుడు మనం చదువుకునేటప్పుడు మనకేందో ఒకసారి డబ్బులు ఉండేవి కాదు, కొన్ని సమస్యలు ఉండేవి, పేరెంట్స్ ఇబ్బందుల్లో ఉండేవాళ్ళు, ఎన్నెన్నో ప్రాబ్లమ్స్. ఇప్పుడేం సమస్యలు బాబు? ఏ సమస్యలు లేవు. ఇప్పుడు మన సమస్యల్లా మన మీద మనం దృష్టి పెట్టడం తప్ప ఏం లేదాడ. మన కళ్ళ ముందు ఉంది, మనల్ని మనం మెరుగుపరుచుకోవడమే, దట్స్ ఇట్. సిఏ కాదు, సిఎస్ కాదు, దాని అమ్మ మొగుడు కూడా వచ్చేసింది మన కాడికి. రావాలి, ఇదే కాన్ఫిడెన్స్తో ముందుకెళ్దాం మరికంట. ఏరా? రైట్ సార్, రైట్, ఓకేనా? లెట్ us go. రా, ఇక నువ్వు లైవ్ లోకి రా, ఈ క్వశ్చన్ జరుగుతాం. Dear friends, this is People's Advocate Srimanarayana Malila. I am here to solve this question. My dear friends, before solving this question, what are the essential inputs we need? We'll understand first. For example, I want to solve this question. What I need? I need one Excel workbook to solve this problem. Right? My friends, am I right? I need one Excel workbook. So I'll open one Excel workbook. Friends, this is People's Advocate Srimannarayana Mallila. We are here to solve number of questions, problems, and solutions on Forex risk management and its exposure. In this part of the discussion, Mr. Manikanta was joined with us. He was in YouTube live, and I am also live. So first, you need to understand the question, and thereafter solving the question is dead easy, you believe me. Dear guys, the moment you are expertised in the forex and risk exposure and its forex risk exposure and its management, then you will be comfortably arrive 50 marks in AFM. So you must be good into forex. It will help you in the derivative, it will help you in the future, and it will help you here also. So that there are many concepts over there, those are practical concepts, and then these will be highly important for who are dealing into the practical market, as well as into general market, as well as into examination, as well as into during the interviews also. So dear friends, let us understand the problem, and then we'll solve into the workbook. My friends, this is People's Advocate Srimannarayana Mallila. What is our goal? Why we are doing like this? The Mr. Srimannarayana Mallila, People's Advocate Srimannarayana Mallila goal and aim is to make the understand the subject to the layman and spreading the knowledge, and whatever I learn, I want to extensively expert and express to others. What is the benefit I got to express others? The moment I am explaining you, I will be get more clarity. The moment I am going to explain you, teach you, first I will become the expert, then you will become the expert. So my goal is to become expert myself. I am teaching to others. In this part of the discussion, that is the reason every day around on an average 6 to 7 hours live YouTube channel meetings is going on by Minister People's Advocate Srimannarayana Mallila. In the subject are, one is financial reporting system and NDS, another one is advanced financial management, that's called various chapters in the financial management. So these two extremely, and apart from the and auditing also, these three extremely we are planning to discuss with our friends and subscribers. So what is the motto here? I want to become an expert so that I'm teaching to others. A few areas I'm really expert, I'm teaching to others. Few areas I have much more clarity, I'm expressing. Where I'm not clarity, I'm getting the clarity. Mr. Manikanta, you are listening now. This question we are going to solve now. So, my dear friend, because you want some introduction, that's why I have given to all this brief. Why? Because you need to understand what I am and what I'm going to do. And then, even if you feel that any comment in respect of my qualification, this and that, you can give any comment. I'm freely acceptable. This is not any commercial purpose. This is a solo spreading the knowledge purpose. I'm not hurting anyone. I'm not copying anyone. What I know, I'm trying to solve the problems. Question and problems and all I can take from anywhere in the world. But thing is, solving myself. And questions across the globe, the questions are sometimes self-framed, sometimes instrumental, sometimes like this and that. So that's not nothing wrong. So here, explaining is my content, understanding myself, and then explaining with my own briefs and self notes. So, my dear friends, let's go to the question number 101. HL Limited is an Indian firm. You see, HL Limited is an Indian firm exporting handicraft to North America. All the exports are invoiced in the US dollar. The firm is considering the use of money market or forward market to cover the receivables 50,000 US dollar expected to be realized in the 3 months time and has the following information from its banker. Spot trade, for example, if I this is a 3 months contract, my friends. The spot rate is he given 72.65, whereas a spot rate bid rate ask rate is 72.73. Like 3 months forward contract 72.95, whereas a bid rate ask rate is 73.40. The borrowing rate in US in India are 6%. US is 6%, India is 12%, and the deposit rates are the 4% and 9%. See what he is telling. For example, if I borrow the money from US, I need to pay interest is 6%. For example, if I borrow the India, I need to pay 12%. Whereas deposits also, if I made deposit in US, I will get 4% interest. And if I deposit in INR in India, I'm going to get 9%. So which option is better for the H Limited? And assume that H Limited anticipate the spot exchange rate in 3 months time to be equal to the current 3 months forward rate. After 3 months, spot exchange rate turned to be 73 bid rate, dollars bid rate, 73.42 is the ask rate. So what is the forex foreign exchange exposure risk of the H Limited? Dear friends, now we are going to solve this problem. So what we do, we'll go like this. Answer 1. Okay. Answer question number 101. Question number 101. Answer. See, working note 1. Manikanta, understood? Where is Mr. Manikanta? Manikanta is there in the live. Hello, Manikanta, you are there. Hi, Manikanta, you are there. In the light, in the light. What is time now? So 5:30 వస్తుంది the light వేసుకుంటే పోలా. Light இல்லையா? என்ன for you என்னடா லைட்டே இல்லையா, பவரே இல்லையா, என்னடா என்னடா ஓகே. Friends, sorry, due to power break, and there is no much more comfortable to you my visibility, but no issue. We are going to solve the problem. And hi guys, please listen and carefully going. See, we are going to solve that question. Friends, working note number 1. Working note number 1 is computation of inflow under the forward contract we need to understand. So computation of the inflow under forward contract. Computation, COMPUTATION. Computation of inflow under forward contract. Under forward contract. computation of inflow under forward contract. 3 months forward rate, 3 months FORWAR forward, FORWAR, 3 months forward rate. What is 3 months forward rate, my dear friends? 3 months forward rate 72.95 USD and 73.40. See, 72.95 and 73.40. 73.40. So bid rate, ask rate per USD. Sorry, per USD. INR per USD. If I give 1 rupee USD, the banker is going to ask rate at 73.40. Bank is going to bid rate is 72.95. So this is what bid rate and ask rate. For example, I want 50,000 USD from the bank. Then banker is going to what rate? They are going to use 73.40. They will sell. For example, if I am going to sell 50,000 US dollar, then the banker is going to give to me how much INR rupees. Will understand. So INR inflow, in INR inflow at the end, INR inflow at end of M3, INR inflow at the end of M3 is equal to 50,000 USD into what rate? Bid rate. Because if I am going to give 50,000 USD, banker has to pay me at what rate? Bid rate. 72.95. Now, INR inflow, what will happen? Is equal to 50,000 into 72.95. 72.95. So, what is going to do this much? 36,47,500 INR will flow under the 3 months forward contract. Okay, 3 months forward contract. This will be happen. For example, in working note 2. Working note 2. Dear friends, you understanding? Manikanta? Where is Manikanta? Mr. Manikanta, you are there? Understanding? Any doubt? You please call me, guys. My mobile number is 9677205265. So you please, whenever you doubt, you can ask me by WhatsApp, chat, or by calling. So dear friends, you need to understand the question perfectly and then you need to be answered. In this question, what they said, computation of the inflow in case of money market hedge, what will happen? If hedge is there, what will happen? If hedge is not there, what will happen? So for that, they provided if I take money borrowed from US, how much interest rate I'm going to pay. If I'm not going to, if I'm not going to borrow in US, if I borrowed in Indian currency, how much interest I'm going to pay. Full information provided there. Now, my dear friends, we will do trial and error in the hedge, which is coming to good. Let's go back. See, my dear friend, we'll go for the computation of the working note 2 and then we'll solve the question. Working note 2, what is that? The computation of the inflow, the computation, COMPUTATION, the computation of the inflow, the computation of inflow See friends, the computation of the inflow under forward contract. Under forward contract. The forward contract. Computation of the inflow under the forward contract. That's what we did already. Sorry. Computation of the inflow under the money market hedges. Understand, my guys? Understand, my dear friends? Computation of the inflow in case of money market hedge. Computation of computation of inflow in case of money market hedge.
Incoming voice call from Maniconda.
మాస్టరు ఏమైంది?
ఆధార్ ఏంటంటే ఆధార్ కార్డు నా పాన్ కార్డు మా ఫాదర్ది లింక్ చేస్తే ఇదేంటి పెన్షన్ అవి వస్తాయా రావా?
వద్దు, లింక్ చేయబాక.
అంటే మ్యూచువల్ ఫండ్స్ ఉన్నాయి దానికోసం అడుగుతున్నా. నిజంగా చేద్దాం 30 ఏళ్ల క్రితం చేశాడు.
ఎవరు? నువ్వే చేసి మీ ఫాదరా?
మా ఫాదర్ 30 ఏళ్ల క్రితం
చేశారు. ఎంత?
దానికోసం లింక్ అయితే చేయొద్దంటావా?
లింక్ చేయబాక. రేపు పెన్షన్ అప్లికేషన్ అప్పుడు ఫ్యామిలీలో ఎర్నింగ్ పర్సన్ ఉండకూడదు.
పెన్షన్ అప్లై చేసినాక అప్పుడు చేసుకోమంటావా?
ముందు పెన్షన్ అప్లై చేసి డబ్బులు తీసుకో.
సీనియర్ సిటిజన్ అయ్యే మొన్న అయ్యింది. అప్లై చేస్తే అప్పుడు తీసుకుంటా.
అది ఎందుకంటే మీ ఫాదర్ది మదర్ది రేషన్ కార్డు సపరేట్గా పెట్టండి. రేషన్ కార్డు మీ ఇద్దరు ఎగ్జిట్ అయిపోండి. అప్పుడు పెన్షన్ ఈజీగా వచ్చింది. అది బెస్ట్ వే.
ఇప్పుడు అది అయిపోయింది. మా నాన్న పేరు మీద మ్యూచువల్ ఫండ్స్ ఉన్నాయి. అప్పుడు ఎప్పుడో 30-40 ఏళ్ల క్రితం
తీసుకున్నారు. ఓకే.
ఇప్పుడు అది నిజంగా చేద్దాం అంటే వీళ్ళు ఆధార్ కార్డ్ పాన్ కార్డ్ లింక్ చేయమంటున్నారు.
ఎవరు? మ్యూచువల్ ఫండ్స్ వాళ్ళు. ఎవరు ఆధార్ కార్డు పాన్ కార్డు చేయమను. అవును, దానికి దీనికి సంబంధం ఏముంది? లింక్ చేస్తే ఏమైద్దిరా?
అంటే ఇప్పుడు అన్ని ఫిజికల్ ఫార్మాట్ లో ఇవన్నీ ఇప్పుడు అన్ని ఆన్లైన్ ఫార్మాట్ లోనే ఉన్నాయంటే ఇప్పుడు డిమాట్ అకౌంట్ లాంటిది ఇప్పుడు విత్డ్రా చేయాలంటే కంపల్సరీ లింక్ చేసి దాని తర్వాత మీకు ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేస్తాము విత్డ్రా మనీ అంటున్నారు.
అవును, ఇప్పుడు నీకు దానివల్ల వచ్చే నష్టం ఏంటంటో? ట్యాక్స్ పేర్ అవుతాడు మీ ఫాదర్ అప్పుడు. మరి ఇంకేంది? నేను చెప్పే లింకింగ్ వేర్రా. నేను చెప్పే లింకింగ్ ఫ్యామిలీది అదేదో ఉంటది, ఏమంటారా, ఫ్యామిలీ ట్రీ ఏదో ఉంటది. ఆ ట్రీలో నేను ఎగ్జిట్ అవ్వమని చెప్తాను. నువ్వు లింక్ అవ్వకుండా అయితే ఇబ్బంది లేదురా. దానికి దీనికి సంబంధం ఉంది. దీనికి సంబంధం లేదు. ఇది మామూలు చేసేసుకోవాలి. కాకపోతే మీ ఫాదర్ ఇన్కమ్ ట్యాక్స్ పేర్ అయ్యి మనీ ఎక్కువ వస్తుంటే అప్పుడు నీకు పెన్షన్ అప్పు అలా అయితే ఇబ్బంది లేదు. మీ నాన్న ఇన్కమ్ ట్యాక్స్ ఫైల్ చేయడు కదా, దట్స్ ఇట్. ఇంక ఇబ్బంది లేదు. ఎట్నో కష్టపడి మా నాన్నకు వచ్చింది దేవుడి దేవల్ల, లేకపోతే అల్లాడిపోయేవారు. ఎట్నో ఆ టైంలో కష్టపడి మా నాన్న తెచ్చుకున్నాం, లేకపోతే అల్లాడిపోయేవారు అంటున్నా. నెలగా 4,000 భారం తగ్గినట్టేగా. నెలలా 4,000 భారం తగ్గినట్టే కదరా మాకు. ఖమ్మంగా ఆయనకి పెన్షన్ వచ్చింది, ఆయన వాడుకుంటుంటారు కదా. అప్పట్లో వేలే సరే కూడా కష్టపడి లేకపోతే ఏముందిలే కానీ అయ్యా ఇంకా చెప్పు.
ఏం లేదు, వీడియో ఇంట్లో ఉన్నా అంతే.
నేను సరిగ్గా సమస్య బాగా క్లియర్ చేస్తున్నాను. ఓకే బాయ్. Dear friends, what we are need to do here in the working note 2, computation of the inflow in case money market hedge is there. Computation of inflow in case money market hedge. Computation of the inflow in case of money market hedge. What I need to do, computation of inflow in case of money market hedge. The company has a foreign currency USD asset and hence to create USD loan for the money market hedge. Understood? The company has foreign currency FOREIGN foreign the company has foreign currency of USD asset and hence has to create has to create USD loan USD loan USD loan for money market hedge for money market hedge. Money market hedge GDG money market hedge. Particulars calculation amount PARTICULARS particulars calculation amount particulars calculation amount day 0 amount of USD loan to be taken amount of USD amount of USD amount of USD loan to be taken. How much of USD I need to take? How much of USD I need to take? Amount of USD loan to be taken. Amount of USD loan to be taken. $50,000 divided by 1 plus 1.5 percentage. Why I am going to use 1 by 1 plus 5 percentage? I need to do. I will explain you, my dear friends. Let's go for the question discussion. For example, the borrowing rate in US is how much? 50. Sorry, the borrowing rate in US is 6 percentage per annum. 6 percentage divided by 12.5 percentage per month. But this is a 3 months forward contract. For example, What I said, 6% per annum. 6% divided by 12 into 3. That what happened? 1.5. Ante, my dear friends, always question they will give per annum, but you need to convert into useful rate as per your convenience. Okay, just 1 minute. I call to this household also. Friends, let's to discuss. See, the borrowing rate in US and India 6%, 12% they given. 6% is for what? For 12 months. But my contract is 3 months forward. So 6 divided by 12 into 3. 6 into 3 divided by 12. Then what will happen? 1.5% will come. So whatever I am taking, for example, 50,000 I am taking, then if I want 50,000 USD as a loan, including interest component, how much amount I need to be taken? 50,000 divided by 1 plus 1.5 percentage. This much amount I should be take. Then what's coming here is equal 50,000 is equal 50,000 divided by 1 plus 1.5 percentage. It means what? 2.5 percentage. Ayyo. 1.5 plus 1, that is equal to 2.5. 1 plus 1, 2.5. 50,000 divided by 2.5, this much is coming down. Oh, 50,000 divided by 2.5 percentage. No. Then 50,000 divided by 1 plus 1.5, 2.5 divided by 0.25. 49,261 into 1.5. Okay. 50,000 అనేది 100 minus 1.5, 98.5. So 50,000 divided by 98.5 is much. Oh, 50,000 divided by 101.5 percentage. Then 49,261. Yes. Dear friends, in such a case, is equal This 50,000 divided by 101.5%. Then 49,261.08. This is the amount of USD loan to be taken. Understand? This is the amount of USD loan to be taken. Now, conversion of USD into INR. I am going to conversion of USD into INR. Conversion of USD into INR. Now, what will happen, my dear friend? I am going to convert USD into INR. You tell me what rate I am going to be used as exchange rate is a challenge for me. What I am going to use exchange rate is a challenge to me. If I want INR, what I should do? I'm going to sell to the bank. I am going to sell to the bank. Then banker what will do? They will ask a bid rate, right? If I am going to sell the bank, is a bid rate. If the banker is going to sell me, it is ask rate. So now I am going to banker. I am going to give 49,261.08 USD and asking the INR. Let's go to do sum. Is equal to 49,261.08 USD into INR rate 72.65. Why? That is the bid rate, right? If I'm going to spot, what that is the bid rate? 72.65. 72.65. See, I am using the present date calculation. That is the reason only 51,000 I brought to this today. 50,000 I am going to get after 6 months. Sorry, 3 months. But as of now, how much? Means I'll get 50,000. For example, friends, I could like to say I'm going to give 50,000 USD after 3 months. By 50,000 3 months, 3 months means as of now how much? Today. So I could bring into the 6% rate of interest today rate. Then 50,000, $49,261 I taken. They're going to make you 50,000 after 3 months because of including interest. Now, this 49,261, if I'm going to sell to the banker at the bid rate, then 72.65, this much currency will come, my friends. Now, you tell me, at the end of month 3, 50,000 I converted at banker salary, and today I am going to give banker is going to give INR. What is the difference? This much difference is there. So now next step what I do, I will create INR deposit for 3 months at 9%. Create INR CREATE, create INR, create INR deposit, create INR deposit for 3 months. create INR deposit for 3 months at the rate of 9 percentage. Create INR deposit for 3 months at the rate of INR at the rate of 9 percentage. Now, how much I'm going to deposit? This same amount I'm going to do, create as a deposit. Now, month 3, month 3, month 3. Receive money from customer and repay the loan. Receive money from customer. Receive money from customer. Receive money from customer and repay loan. Receive money from customer and repay loan. Receive money from customer and repay loan. 50,000 USD. How much? USD 50,000 USD. USD 50K. Okay, this much. But if I redeemed deposit with interest, what going to am receive? Redeem INR, redeem INR deposit with interest. Redeem INR deposit with interest. What will happen? The interest rate, what I would like to say, is equal into 9 percentage into 3 divided by 12. What I could say, my dear friends, not this much. What I could say here, my goal is what I want to say, 35 lakh 78,817 into 2.25 percentage అంటే into 9 percentage divided by 12 into 3 months plus 80,523 plus is equal friends, 36,59,340 is the amount. 36,59,340.84 is the amount. I am going to get because of redeem. in INR. Now, my friends, the conclusion is the company should go with the money market hedge option as inflow is higher under the money market hedge. Whereas inflow by 50,000 into 72.95 as on 3 months bid rate, what happening? I am going to get 36,47,500. Whereas if I go under the money market hedge, I am going to get 36,59,340. So the conclusion is conclusion conclusion is the company should go with money market hedge. The company should go the company should go the company should go with the company should go with the company should go with money market hedge. Money market hedge. Money market. The company should go with money market hedge. The company should go with money market hedge option. DION. DION. Conclusion is the company should go with money market hedge option as the inflow as the inflow as the inflow is higher is as the inflow is higher under money market hedging. Friends, understood? What my conclusion? My conclusion is the company should go with money market hedge. So the inflow is higher under the money market hedge. Now, working note number 3. Working note number 3. Working note number 3 is computation of the foreign exchange exposure risk. COMPUTATION. Computation of foreign FOREIGN. Computation of the foreign exchange EXCHANGA. Computation of the foreign exchange exposure risk EXPOSURE. Exposure risk. Computation of the foreign exchange exposure risk. Expected realization considering future spot rate EXPECTED. Expected realization REALIZATION. Expected realization considering the future spot rate. Expected realization considering future spot rate. Future spot rate. 50,000 spot rate is 50,000 50,000 into 72.95. 72.95. What is the 72.95? 72.95 is the bid rate 3 months forward contract. So, how much you are going to get is equal to 50,000 into 72.95. 36 lakh 47,500. Okay, this is what actual realization considering actual spot rate. Actual realization considering actual actual realization REALIZATION. Actual realization considering SIDERING. Actual realization considering actual spot rate. Actual spot rate. Actual realization considering actual spot rate is how much is 50,000 into what is the actual spot realization rate. If I am going to sell the bank, then what I'm going to get, I'll get 750,000 into 73 they will give. So the bank is will give that much is equal 50,000 into 53 73. This much I'll get. So gain due to foreign exchange risk. Gain gain due to FOREIGN FOREI gain due to foreign exchange risk. Exchange risk is equal to minus is equal to minus is equal this much. So if I'm going to actual realization at spot rate, I'm going to get 50,000 into 73. But expected realization considering the future spot rate, for example, $50,000. See, $50,000 at the spot rate. If I want from bank is asking, I will give you 50,000 into 73. But 3 months forward contract, if I am going to sell the bank, so banker is ready to pay 72.95 bid rate only. So 72.95 is a bid rate after 3 months. As on today, the banker is ready to pay 73. So that is called zero point 0.5 difference into 50,000 US dollar. That is called 2,500 is the gain due to foreign exchange risk. This is gain to whom? Gain to banker only, not me. Friends, I would like to solve the next question. I'll solve next. Manikanta is hi. Okay. He said hi. No problem. Dear friends, I would like to solve one more problem. That is one more another question. Just wait few minutes. I'll bring for you one more good question. But I don't leave you till we clear entire this Forex chapter. Okay, friends. Now, now the question is, Mr. Manikanto, you please join our discussion. Dear friends, let's come to discussion. And who are else there? You opposite light. Yeah, just 1 minute, my friends. I'll go and switch on the light and come back. Friends, next moment is, yes, Manikanta is there. Huh? Super, super, very good, Manikanta. Let's discuss next question. We are discussing with our Manikanta. Manikanta is very good fellow, and we are talking with Manikanta. Friends, I would like to talk about this question now. We first understand the question, then answer is that easy. You need not to worry about anything. You just please concentrate how this problem is to impact our life. The moment you understood this problem, 90% of similar cases you will able to solve regarding to Forex. Friends, Manikanta, you're there, right? You're watching, right? Cold, heavy cold, my dear friends. Sorry. Sorry for your discomfort. I'm going to solve one more question, my dear friends. Manikanta, yes, Manikanta is there. Somebody is there. Friends, sorry. This one. Friends, determination of the financing currency, determination of the financing currency is the motto of this problem. What happened this problem? You please understand the first how this question is going to be answer from my end, and the what aspects we are going to touch those also you understand our discussion, friends. In between, I just have a code. Friends, just few minutes. Kindly pardon me. Friends, let us to discuss about this thing. See, the first and foremost thing is, my friends, this is People's Advocate Sriman Narayana Malela. I would like to talk about I would like to talk about Forex chapter, and we are dealing with this Forex chapter. See, friends, you please understand the relevance and importance of the Forex. The matter is Forex handling. You must be gripper on the direct quoto, indirect quoto, and which currency you need to use and where you need to use, whether you're going to bid rate or ask rate. These are all some. You must be gripper. That grip press is going to create this problem. So that you please be in the line touch with me during this problem. Let us go for to solve this problem, my friend. See, understand. Let us understand this question. Let's understand this question. Determination of financing currency. An Indian company obtained the following quotas: US dollar, spot rate, 3 months forward rate, 6 months forward rate. The company need dollar fund for 6 months. Determine whether the company should borrow USD or INR interest rate. 3 months interest rate is INR 12 percentage and USD 6 percentage. Whereas 6 months interest rate is INR is 11.5, USD is good 0.5. Also determine What should be the rate of interest after 3 months to make the company indifferent between 3 months borrowing rate and 6 months borrowing rate, as the case may be. Rupee borrowing, dollar borrowing. For the purpose of the calculation, can take the units of the dollar, rupees, 100 rupees each. Yes, friends, let's see this question. Basically, this question you need to understand either I need to borrow US is better or INR is better. 3 months is better or 6 months is better. Rupee borrowing is better, dollar borrowing is better. Which is a better? Which is a better to think? You think better to the client? Would you like to think which is the better for the purchaser, for seller? So you need to understand. Let's go to discuss this problem by step while we'll solving to this problem. See, my friends, this is I'm going to do what question number? Question number 100. Question number 100. Question number 100. Answer. Answer to the above question. Working note number 1. Computation of the outflow if borrowing is in USD. Computation of outflow if borrowing in USD. What things will be there? We'll see now. Com- See, working note number 1 is what? Decision making on borrowing currency. DCISION. Decision making. DCISION. DCISION. Decision making on borrowing currency. BORROWING. Borrowing currency. CURRENCY. Decision making on borrowing currency. Computation of outflow. COMPUTATION. Computation of outflow. Computation of outflow if borrowing is in INR. Computation of outflow if BORROWING. Computation of outflow if borrowing is in USD. Computation of the outflow if borrowing is in USD. Particulars calculation amount. Particulars calculation. Particulars calculation amount. Particulars calculation amount. In day 01. అయ్యో రేపు మండే కదా, సండే కదా, పోయింది. రేపు ఎగ్జామ్ ఉందిగా. సరే, ఓకే. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. Computation of outflow if borrowing is USD. Particulars calculation amount. Particulars calculation amount. Oh, already written right. Right. Now, friends, USD borrowing on day zero. USD borrowing. USD borrowing on day zero. USD borrowing on day zero. For example, USD 100. Okay. Now, INR loan taken on day zero is I need to convert. That step I do next. First, if I take in USD borrowing on day zero, how much interest to be added? 6 months, right? Let's go for the question. Spot rate 3 months, 6 months. Okay. For example, 6 months contract. Add interest for 6 months. Add interest for 6 months. Interest for 6 months. Add interest for 6 months. 100 into 100 into. See, a 12 percentage for 6 months, right? How much percentage? For 6 months contract, USD is 5.5 he given. So you consider 5.5 percentage. Okay, because he given in calculation. Then what will happen? Is equal to 100 into 5.5 into 6 divided by 12 plus 100. Sorry guys, just compute interest. What? It should come 2 point is equal to 100 into 5.5 percentage into 6 divided by 12. అయ్యో 2.75 ఎందుకు వస్తుంది 100 into divided by 2 2.75 కదా అంటే ఇక్కడ క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ పడింది 5.5 into 6.12 or divided by 2. Into G code 100 into into 5.5 percentage. Hello, 5.5. Then divided by 2. Hello, 2 point something. So this is the calculation. So 2.5 USD came. Now total payment on month 6. Total payment on month 6. Total payment on month 6 is equal to this one double 0 point. Sorry. USD 102.75 USD 10 USD 102.75 USD 102.75. Friends, let us understand this thing during this discussion. My friends, I would like to tell you this. USD 102.75 is the total payment on month 6. But whereas if I bringing into as a INR, what outflow is going to be impact on me, we should see. Now 6 months forward rate, what is their conversion, we'll see. Now 6 months 6 months forward rate, FORWARD, 6 months forward rate. Now 6 months forward rate, if you take, let us see 6 months forward rate, how much is there? 36.40. When I want to buy these dollars from the bank, the banker is going to sell INR rupees for the dollar. Ask rate is 36.40. Ask rate is what? 36.40. Whereas bid rate what? 36.10. Ask rate is 36.40, my friends. Now let's discuss this. 36.40. 36.40 is 6 month forward rate. Total outflow in INR, total outflow in INR, total outflow in INR, total outflow in INR is equal to 102.75 into 36.40. What is that? 102.75. 102.75 into 36.40, 36.40, 36.40, 102.75 into 36.40. This is the total outflow in INR. So what is that amount? 3,740 is total outflow in INR. Now friends, computation of outflow if borrowing in INR we will see. That is, for example, what we computed today, computation of the outflow if the borrowing in USD. For example, if I computation of the outflow if the borrowing in INR, we'll see computation of the outflow, computation, COMPUTATION, computation of outflow, computation of the outflow if borrowing is INR, if borrow, BORROWING, computation of outflow if borrowing is INR, computation of the outflow if borrowing is INR. Friends, what I would like to do, the particulars calculation amount as it is same. Now, what I am going to do here, USD needed on day 0. First, we need to understand how much USD need on day 0 is 102. 102. Sorry. 100. 100. Now, INR loan taken on day 0. INR loan taken. INR loan taken on day 0. INR loan taken on day 0, 100 into 100 into it is 100 into what is the spot rate? 36.10, right? What is the spot rate? 36.10. 36.10. INR loan taken. INR loan taken on day 0 is 100 into 36.10. What is 36.10? 36.10 is the conversion rate on spot rate as a ask rate. For example, I need INR. If I give $100, then banker is going to give INR at ask rate 36.10. Okay, friends, small call.
తుఫాన్లు ఇండియాలో ఎప్పుడు కూడా ఈస్ట్ కోస్ట్ లో వస్తూ ఉంటాయి ఎక్కువగా. వెస్ట్ కోస్ట్ ఈజ్ మోర్ సేఫ్. ఈస్ట్ జింక గంటకు 90 మైళ్ళు పరిగెడుతుంది. పులి 60 మైళ్ళు మాత్రమే పరిగెడుతుంది. కానీ వేటలో జింక పులికి దొరికిపోతుంది. ఎందుకు తెలుసా? భయం. ఎవరున్నా వెనకాల ముందు లేకపోయినా ఒక్క నిలబడ్డది. నా కష్టాన్ని పడుకున్నాను, చేసుకుంటున్నాను. ఎవరిని ఎప్పుడు వెళ్ళి ఏది అడుక్కోలేదు. ఇంకోటి కావట్లేదు. నాకు వీలైనంత కష్టపడి నిలదొక్కుని నేను ఏదో వెళ్తున్నాను. కింద మీద పడుతూ తప్పుడు दिमाग में प्रसन्नता रखो.
Sorry, friends, I diverted to a small personal issue. Let's go for talk about this. Determination of the financing currency, which currency was not. See, basically, they provided everything. We need to do the computation. While doing computation, we need to understand which currency we are going to buy, which currency we are going to sell, which currency. Bid and ask always in the perspective of the banker, not you. For you bid, ask. This we need to look into banker perspective. For example, you are going to sell, for banker is big. For example, you are going to buy, for banker is ask. So bid and ask is the both perspective what banker is going to do, not you. But what you are going to do, that's important. But the moment applying the currency rate, what bankers going to do is the point. Banker mind what says, is telling ask rate or is telling buy rate, bid rate or ask rate. That's the important my friends. Now let's go for the discussion. Let's go for the discussion. So INR loan taken on D0, day 0, what the banker is going to sell to me INR is ask rate at 36.10. 100 into 36.10. Okay, friends, 3,610. INR loan taken on day 0. Okay, understand? Let's go for the discussion next. What I would like to tell you here, if I add interest rate for 6 months, what I'm going to get here? Add 6 months forward rate. 6 months FORWARD forward rate. 6 months forward rate. Interest. See, that's called 6 months interest. INTEREST. 6 months interest is 3,610. 3,610 into 11.5 percentage. See, that's called 11.5 percentage. See, interest application using as a bit rate, whereas yes, maybe the spot always banker using as a ask rate, whereas interest portion I am going to pay, then banker using a bid rate. Okay, 11.5 percentage into 6 divided by 12. That's what? 6 months interest rate 11.5. Yes, that's okay. That's fine. That's fine. No issue. No issue. No issue. Whenever day 0, in both cases, either INR or US dollar, in the both cases, I taken whereas I'm taking loan here in INR, I'm taking a spot rate of the ask rate. Whereas if I take in borrowing USD also, I take in spot rate of the ask rate. 6 months forward rate is ask rate, spot rate also ask rate. So in this situation, what you need to understand, being a student, we should understand that if I'm going to take 100 rupees USD as a loan, it means what banker is going to sell. That means what rate? 36.10 is the spot rate. It is a forward contract of 6 months. Yes, go to take 36.40. If day 0, 36.10. Day 6 months, 36.40. Is the both cases ask rate? My dear friends, we are going to use as ask rate. Understand, my friends. Understand, my friends. 36.40. Dear friends, what I want to tell here, if I borrow USD, banker is going to sell ask rate. If I'm going to buy USD, if I'm going to borrow USD, banker ask rate spot 36.10, 6 months forward 36.40. Whereas now I would like to tell you, my dear friends, what I would like to tell here. Even I taken borrowed in INR, for me spot rate is ask. Banker is going to charge me 36.10. If I'm borrowing means what banker is giving. Banker always ask rate, ask rate, ask rate, ask rate. If banker is giving. If I am giving to the bank, then buy rate, bid rate. This is what the key fundamental should be in your brain, my dear friend. Now, if I go see in solving the question, let's tell me how much is my interest, and then how much, my dear friend? 207.58. Interest for the 6 months. 207.58 after 6 months. Now, friends, total payment on month 6. Now, total payment on month 6. Total payment on month 6. Total payment on month 6 is what I'm going to get here. These two, right? 2817.58. Welcome. My dear friends, what is the conclusion point here? The conclusion point here, since cash outflow is lower, cash outflow, since cash outflow is lower, since cash outflow is lower in USD, cash outflow is lower in USD, borrowing the company should opt, borrowing, BORROWING, borrowing the company, borrowing the company should opt for USD borrowing. Since cash outflow is lower USD borrowing, the company should opt, the company should opt, the company should opt for USD borrowing. Friend, if you look at the total, if in case of the borrowing USD, my total outflow is 3,740. If I borrow INR, my total outflow is 3,818. So you tell me which currency I need to borrow? Better to borrow USD. Why? Lesser interest. Lesser interest. Mainly is lesser interest. Lesser interest rate. Which currency is a higher interest rate? That currency is called as depreciating currency. Which currency interest rate is lower? That currency is appreciating currency. So here depreciating currency is INR, appreciating currency is USD. Better to take the loan USD. This is what I tell you, friends. Friends, now let's go for, we need to compute indifference point. Working note number 2. Working note 2. Working note 2. Working note 2. Computation of indifferent interest rate for month 3 to month 6. Computation of indifferent interest rate, COMPUTATION. Computation of interest rate, INTEREST. Computation of interest rate for month 3, for month 3 to month 6. Computation of interest rate for month 3 to month 6. For a forward rate agreement. First we seen 6 months. Now 3 to 6 months. indifference point we are computing. Let's come and see. For example, interest rate for 3 months. You see here. This we need to compute actually. See, friends, in this case, what we need to do? Computation of interest rate for 3 to 6 months. INR 12%, USD 6%, INR 11.5, USD 6.5. Now, how to compute indifference point USD loan, INR loan interest rates? Let's go for interest rate for 3 months. 12% already is there. Interest for 6 months, 11.5% is there. Now, 1 plus interest rate for 3 months into, now, 1 plus 1 plus interest rate for 3 months. 1 plus interest rate for 3 months. 1 plus interest rate for 3 months into into 1 plus interest rate for 3 months into 1 plus interest rate for 3 to 6 months. 1 plus interest rate 1 plus interest rate for 3 to 6 months. 1 plus interest rate for 3 to 6 months. One plus interest rate for 3 to 6 months is equal to, is equal to, is equal to 1 plus interest rate 1 plus interest rate for 6 months. Plus 6 months. So this is the calculation. 1 plus interest rate for 3 months into 1 plus interest rate for 1 plus interest rate for 3 months into 1 plus interest rate for 3 to 6 months is equal 1 plus interest rate into 6 months, interest rate for 6 months. Then what will happen? 1 plus 3% into 1 plus interest rate for 3 to 6 months is equal 1 plus 5.75% is equal. Then 1 plus interest rate for 3 to 6 months is equal to 1 plus 5.75 divided by 1 plus 3%. Then interest rate for 3 to 6 months is equal to 2.67% will come used. This is the what, my friends. Friends, power break. కనబడుతుందా? మీరు చూస్తారు అయితే కనబడుతుందా? Of interest rate for month 3 to month 6, computation of interest rate for month 3 to month 6. FRA, formal rate equivalent. First we see 6 months. Now 3 difference point we are computing. Let's come and see. For example, interest rate for comments. For example, interest rate for example, interest rate for must acknowledge the tireless efforts of all the worthy registrars, including the Registrar General of this court and the registry officers, all my court staff, stenographers, law researchers, and all those who form the invisible backbone of this institution. Their quiet efficiency and devotion ensure that justice moves day after day with dignity and order. I'm conscious that working late into the night or over weekends has at times invited criticism or misunderstanding. Yet, I have never regarded diligence as a fault. The demands of justice do not always keep to the clock, and our foremost duty must remain to the nation and to the litigants who seek relief from us. Personal comfort or even the prospect of disapproval cannot outweigh the obligation we owe to the cause of justice. I'm deeply grateful to my family. My mother is here, and as is my daughter, for their constant support, patience, and understanding. The life of a judge often demands long hours of solitude, yet they have stood by me uncomplainingly, giving me peace of mind to discharge my duties with integrity. Of course, given the sudden events, not my entire family has been able to attend. As I prepare to take up my new assignment spine, I carry with me the lessons and memories of this course, its discipline, its intellectual vibrancy, and above all, its unwavering commitment. My family members are distinguished through integrity, independence, and transparency. And to the younger members of the bar, you are the future of this profession. Cultivate discipline, humility, and patience. A true measure of an advocate is not the number of cases argued, but the fairness and dignity with which they are conducted. Never lose sight of the fact that the profession of law, above all, is the service to the court, to your clients, and to society. I must acknowledge the tireless efforts of all the worthy registrars, including the Registrar General of this court and the registry officers, all my court staff, stenographers, law researchers, and all those who
who form the invisible backbone of this institution. Their quiet efficiency and devotion ensure that justice moves day after day with dignity and honor. I'm conscious that working late into the night or over weekends has at times invited criticism or misunderstanding. Yet, I have never regarded diligence as a fault. The demands of justice do not always keep to the clock, and our foremost duty must remain to the nation and to the litigants who seek relief from us. Personal comfort or even the prospect of disapproval cannot outweigh the obligation we owe to the cause of justice. I'm deeply grateful to my family. My mother is here, and as is my daughter, for their constant support.
My friends, we are in the middle of this point here, right? Let's see. 1 plus interest rate for 3 months into 1 plus interest rate for 3 to 6 months. 3 to 6 months is equal to 1 plus interest rate for 6 months. This is how we need to see here. 1 plus 3 percentage, 1 plus 3 percentage into into 1 plus interest rate for 3 to 6 months. 1 plus interest rate for 3 to 6 months. Interest rate for 3 to 6 months. 3 to 6 months. Interest rate for 3 to 6 months. Interest rate for 3 to 6 months is equal to is equal to 1 plus 5.75 percentage. What is this 1.5? 1 plus 5.7? What is this 1 plus? What is this 1 plus 5.75? 1 plus interest rate for 6 months is equal to 11.5 divided by 2. How much is coming? Let me see. 5.75 into 2. So 11.5. Yes. 1 plus 3 percentage into 1 plus interest rate for 3 to 6 months is equal 1 plus 6 months rate, that is called 11.5 percentage. For the 6 months is equal 5.75. So now let's come back to our discussion. What will happen Fastly solve. Okay. Now 1 plus interest rate for 6 months. 1 plus interest rate for that is equal to how much? Is equal to 1 plus 5.75 percentage. This is what. Okay. Now, sorry. 1 plus 575. How much is coming? 1 plus 5.75 percentage. So this is what will come. Now 1 plus interest rate for 3 to 6 months. Interest rate for 3 to 6 months. 3 to 6 months is equal to 1 plus 1 plus 5.75, that's called 6 months divided by 12 percentage divided by 1 plus 3 percentage plus yes 1 plus 3 percentage, my dear friend. Okay, 3 percentage. Now interest rate for 3 to 6 by computation of 1 plus this is I'll see is equal to 1 plus 5.75 percentage divided by 1 plus 3 percentage. This is will come. This is coming 108.75 is coming. Now it will come like that. Let me see. 5.75 divided by 100 is equal plus 1. Yes, that's correct. Divided by 1.03. Then 102 is coming. That's why it's coming like this. Is equal to 1 plus 5.75 divided by 100. 0.0575. Okay. Is equal to okay. Now divided by oh, 1 plus 3% అంటే 3 divided by 100 అంటే plus 1 1 3 divided by 100 is equal to 0.03 plus 1 1.03. So here is equal to divided by 1.03. Then this is the answer, my friend. 102.69. Whereas if I bring into the decimals, it is usually 10.68 percentage. 10.68. 10.68 is coming. One 5.75 plus 1 divided by 100. 1 plus 0.575 divided by 1.03. That is equal to 1.521. 1.575 divided by 1.03. 1.521. But 1.52, this is for the interest rate for 2.67 for 3 months, 10.68. Friends, by solving above here, what I could say to you is equal to 1 plus 1 plus 0.0575 is equal to 1 plus 0.03. Now this is this divided by this into 100, 102 10.68. This is the what, my friends. Now let's come for the USD borrowing. We'll see. This is what now if I did for the this one. Now USD borrowing, BORROWING, USD borrowing. Interest rate for 3 months. Interest rate for 3 months. Interest rate for 3 months is equal 6 percentage. Interest rate for 3 months is 6 percentage. Interest rate for 6 months is interest rate for 6 months. Interest rate for 6 months is 5.5 percentage. All these figures coming from where, my dear friends? Yeah, 5.5 percentage, 5.5 percentage. All this coming from here. Where? Come to the question. Here only. 3 months means it will come 12 into 3 by 12. 3 by 12. 3 percentage. For example, 6 months you take 11.5 divided by 2. 5.75. 5.5 divided by 2. 2.75. This will come like that. If you go here, my friends, where I'm here, 5.5 percentage. Now, here also same pattern. 1 plus interest rate for 3 months into 1 plus interest rate for 3 to 6 months is equal 1 plus interest rate for 6 months. Then what will come here? 1 plus 1.5 percentage. 1 plus 1.5 percentage into 1 plus 1.5 percentage into 1 plus 1.5 percentage into 1 plus interest rate for 3 to 6 months. Interest rate for 3 to 6. Interest rate for 3 to 6. Interest rate for 3 to 6 months is equal is equal 1 plus is equal to 1 plus 2.75. 5.5 divided by 2, that's equal to 2.75, right? 2.1 plus 2.75. Here also, my friends. Yes, Bangaram.
ఏం చేస్తున్నావు? లైవ్ చేస్తున్నావా?
చూస్తున్నావు లైవ్ లో?
అయిపోయింది ఇంకా లేదా?
అయిపోవాలా చేస్తున్నా ఏమి?
అన్నం తింటావా లేదా చూసాను.
అన్నమా చపాతీలు చేసుకుందామా?
లైవ్ లోనే మాట్లాడుతున్నావా నాతో? వద్దులేదు, బాయ్.
పర్లేదు చెప్పు, లైవ్ ఆపమంటావా?
చేసుకో, బాయ్.
అయిపోయింది రెండు, ఇంకెంత ఒక చిన్న ప్రాబ్లం ఉంది.
చేసుకో, బాయ్.
ఏం చేస్తున్నా? Friends, 1 plus interest rate for 3 to 6 months is equal to 1 plus interest rate for 3 to 6 months is equal to what happened here? 1 plus 5.75 percentage sorry 1 plus 2.75 percentage divided by 1 plus 1.5 percentage. 1 plus 1.5 percentage. This is what, my friends, this is what will happen. Okay, this is what will happen. Here, supposed to be is equal to minus 1.05 to 100. అయ్యో into 100. Into 100. 4.25. So interest rate for 3 to 6 months is coming 4.25. So dear friends, this problem is solved. Now let's go back to our own discussion. I solved this problem. Thank you, Durga Bhavani madam. Thank you. DURGA Durga Bhavani. DURGA BHAVANI Durga Bhavani madam. Thanks a lot, madam. Thank you, Durga Bhavani madam. Friends, this is what happened during that problem. Now let's go back to we will go to another new problem. The problem number is 99, and we'll discuss a lot the multiple forex hedging strategies. This question we would like to solve now in front of you. Friends, now the problem number 99 I'll solve, my friends. Now, friends, we are stepping into the problem number 99. And this 99 you need to understand properly.
Incoming voice call from Shivini.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Namaste sir. నేను నా పేరు సుగంధి.
I remember your name is coming into my mobile.
Okay. My brother is Ashok. Earlier you worked on what is that? PF.
PF.
Have you remembered PF కోసం?
PF. సరే ఓకే అశోక్ రిఫండ్ వచ్చిందా లేదా?
అశోక్ రీఫండ్ వచ్చింది సార్. నాకు ఇప్పుడు ప్రెసెంట్ నా అకౌంట్
అశోక్కి ఆగాగా అశోక్ రిఫండ్ వచ్చింది బాగానే ఉంది. ఆయన మళ్ళీ ఫీజు ఇవ్వలేదు, రిమైన్ ఫీజు. ఒక సెకండ్ ఉండి అశోక్తో ఒక్క సెకండ్ మాడతాను. ఇఫ్ యూ డోంట్ మైండ్ బీ ఈస్ దేర్, లైక్ జస్ట్ 1 minute. అశోక్ అంతే సంగతులు చెప్పలేదు. ఓహ్ ఇప్పుడే కాల్ చేసినట్టున్నాడు అశోక్. ఎప్పుడు చేశాడు? ఏం చేయాలి? అంతకుముందు నేనే చేశాను. ఒక్క సెకండ్ వాట్సాప్ కాల్ చేస్తాను. అశోక్ ఫ్రెండ్స్ అంతా ఇచ్చేసారులే, రిఫండ్ వచ్చేసిందని. సర్లే తర్వాత చేస్తాను, ఏముందిలే కానీ ఈ గాడికి పోతాడు. చెప్పమ్మా సుగంధి.
అదే నాది పిఎఫ్ అమౌంట్ ఉంది సార్. సో నేను కేవైసీ అప్డేట్ చేశాను.
ఓకే.
సో నాకు పిఎఫ్ అమౌంట్ కావాలి. అడిగితే నెట్ నుంచి వెళ్ళి అడిగినా. సో పిఎఫ్ అప్డేట్ అయిపోయాక 15 days కి అప్లికేషన్ పెట్టాలని చెప్పేసారు.
ఇప్పుడు నీ పిఎఫ్ డ్రా చేయమంటావు అంతేనా? ఇప్పుడు నీ డౌట్ ఏంది? నీ పిఎఫ్ అమౌంట్ డ్రా చేయాలి అంతే కదా?
అంతే సార్, అంతే.
ఒకసారి నువ్వు క్రెడెన్షియల్స్ ఇచ్చినా పర్లేదు, లేదా నేను చెప్పినట్టు చేసినా పర్లేదు, యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్. ఇప్పుడు క్రెడెన్షియల్స్ ఇచ్చే ఏం కాదు, ఎందుకంటే అది పర్ఫెక్ట్ గా నీ బ్యాంక్ అకౌంట్ లోకి క్రెడిట్ అయ్యింది. ఎవరు ఏం మార్చలేదు, ఎందుకంటే పర్ఫెక్ట్ గా డేటా మ్యాచ్ అవ్వాలి. ఒకసారి నీది ఆ పిఎఫ్ అదని చూసావా? దాని పేరు యూఎన్ అకౌంట్ నంబరు ప్లస్ పాస్వర్డ్ ఇవ్వు. నువ్వు కనెక్ట్ అయితే అసలు సిస్టమ్ లైవ్ లో నీ ముందే చేసి పెడతా ఎలా చేయాలనేది. ఓకేనా? ఇంతకు ముందు కోసం పిఎఫ్ కోసం వచ్చింది నువ్వేనా? వేరే వాళ్ళు వచ్చారు అనుకుంటానే పిఎఫ్ ఇష్యూ కోసం. రిటర్న్ ఫైల్ చేశానులే. పిఎఫ్ ఇష్యూ కూడా వేరే వాళ్ళు వచ్చారు నాకు అడిగి, వాళ్ళకి చేసి పెట్టాను నేను. సరే ఇప్పుడు ఏం లేదు, నువ్వు త్రూ సిస్టమ్ కనెక్ట్ అయినా నీకు చూపిస్తా ఎలా చేయాలనేది. నేను నీ లైవ్గా చేసి పెడతాను, లేదా నువ్వు ఇచ్చినా నువ్వు లైన్లో ఉండి నేను చేస్తా. స్టెప్ బై స్టెప్ నాకు కావాల్సిన ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అంతా ఇవ్వు. ఒకటి క్యాన్సిల్డ్ చెక్ ఒకటి నాకు యూ ప్లీజ్ పుట్ ఇన్ టు ఇమేజ్ స్కాన్ తీసి పెట్టు, దాన్ని అప్లోడ్ చేయాలి. దట్స్ ఇట్. క్యాన్సిల్ చెక్ కావాలి. ఏ బ్యాంక్ అయితే నువ్వు ఇప్పుడు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఏ బ్యాంక్ నువ్వు క్రెడిట్ అవ్వాలనుకుంటున్నావు ఆ బ్యాంక్కి క్యాన్సిల్ చెక్ కావాలి. ఆ బ్యాంక్ క్యాన్సిల్ చెక్ ఒకటి ఇవ్వు. ఎందుకంటే ఇప్పుడు నువ్వు ఏ చెక్ ఇస్తే ఆ అకౌంట్కి వాళ్ళు ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేస్తారు. ఎందుకు? వాళ్ళకి కావాల్సింది ఏంటంటే దే వాంట్ టు నో ది ప్రూఫ్ యు ఆర్ దట్ పర్సన్ ఆర్ నాట్. ఇప్పుడు అక్కడ బ్యాంక్ అకౌంట్ ఇస్తాం కదా, ఆ బ్యాంక్ అకౌంట్కి దీనికి చెక్ చేసుకొని వాళ్ళు ఇచ్చేస్తారు. అందుకని ఏంటంటే దే నీడ్ ఏ ప్రూఫ్. వారం మహా అయితే వారం 1 week లో నీ అకౌంట్లో పడిపోయింది అంతే. ఇప్పుడు చేద్దామా లేదా నీ తర్వాత చేద్దామా? క్యాన్సిల్ చెక్ లేదా బ్యాంక్ స్టేట్మెంట్ ఉందా? యూజువల్లీ ఎందుకు నువ్వు లాగిన్ ఒకసారి లాగిన్ అవుతాను, నీకు చెప్తానండి. నేను లాగిన్ అయ్యి చెప్తాను ఏమేం కావాలో. ఒకసారి యూఎన్ నెంబర్ చెప్తావా? లాగిన్